To call this meeting to order of the special meeting for the City Council being January 29, 2024, 4 p.m. I'm going to move on to item 3, regular. Item 1, consider amending bylaws for the Amy Bell Sports Foundation resolution. City Manager Bickmeyer.
Okay, this should be pretty quick. All we did, the Sports Foundation and the council put a lot of work into getting a good set of bylaws. And for continuity, that what part of those bylaws is that when you, the city council, appoints your members to the board, to the foundation board, that they serve out the full term, even if, for instance, Steve didn't run again or Councilman Thompson didn't run again, his appointee would still fill that out. There was an artifact in there that said, okay, at any point, any councilman or woman could pull their member out without any kind of vote or anything else. Well, that pretty much destroyed the continuity that we'd worked so hard to put into the bylaws. And all this update has done is that we have eliminated that piece that says you can just pull your member out. Mm-hmm. Now, if you have a member that needs to go, and sometimes there are those, with supermajority vote of the council, you can remove any member of the foundation board. So that's all this has done. Instead of just deleting it, what we did is we reserved that number, because that way we don't change any of the rest of the numbering down through the bylaws, but it's just reserved and blank now. So any questions around that, I'm more than happy to answer, but it didn't protect anyone. It actually did damage to the foundation and to the council.
Just for clarification, Mr. Beckmar, so if a board member wants to resign for whatever reason, that has to come through the council, or they can just resign?
You can resign.
They can just resign whenever, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much of a totalitarian. Not that much. No,
You said that past 3 times.
No, you can resign, and then whoever's in that seat's going to appoint somebody. But to remove someone, it takes council action to remove someone.
Because you remember, Mark, when we did those bylaws, we talked about somebody, when that foundation money grows large, then people are going to be after that money.
Right.
And Larry didn't want that. So that's public, that's not public money, that's private money. Mm-hmm. And so city council can't have any fingers in that pie.
Correct.
And the foundation has committed to, I believe tomorrow at 3, we need to get all of this done, because right now people like Councilman Thompson and yourselves that are talking to people to try to get in donations are up against the wall, because the IRS piece of this isn't complete, and we've got to get all this complete, get that in, so that we get the tax deduction for people that.
So we can take donations.
Yes.
People are ready to start writing checks.
I haven't been as involved in the makeup of any of that because I wasn't on any advisory committee. But who authored the bylaws to begin with?
The bylaws were authored by Jeff Whitfield.
Yes.
Primarily, but really it's the council that authored the bylaws. Legally, it's you all that authored the bylaws, but it was through your council.
Which leads me to my question then. So what we're here, the purpose of today's meeting is to, by way of council decision, is to take out something from the bylaws that shouldn't be in there?
Yes. And
why was it put in there to begin with, I guess?
It was the original thought that somewhat like ODC, you could just pull your appointee at any point. But we're talking about, as Councilman Thompson has just stated, we're talking about a different kind of money. It's not tax money in there anymore. And it ended up, after all the work that Councilman Swanner and Mata did with the foundation, it's what I would call an artifact. It was there, and we just missed it. The foundation missed it,
Everybody did.
We all
It was just
I
that.
did, Dan did.
Yeah.
And this is more cleanup than anything, and that's where we are on
Okay,
that.
thank you.
And Councilman Connell and Councilman Vasquez, it's always best to lean on the side of giving the city council full power and authority, and then doing like we're doing now, backing it up, rather than just, so, because it's a whole lot easier to back up than it is to go forward. That's what we were discussing.
Okay. Sounds good.
Seeing there's any more discussion or comments, I'll have a motion for approval.
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilmember Swan. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second by Councilmember Thompson. All those in favor for the recommended change on the bylaws, all indicate by motion of aye.
Aye.
All those against, by motion of nay. Motion passes unanimously.
And
We're gonna
we
move,
have-
we're gonna
we
move
have a-
on to item 4.
We have
We
a
got one
few members there, if y'all communicate that to the other foundation members, that it passed.
Yeah.
Is it clear as mud? I say everything is clear as mud, you got it?
I
Okay.
talked as fast as I could.
Yeah, we've got a meeting tomorrow. We've got, Foundation's got a meeting tomorrow at 3
Yeah.
for them to ratify.
Seeing that there's more business before this council, do I have a motion to adjourn by Councilmember
So moved.
Swanner, second